So I just spent a month in Mexico and staying in Merida, which I love. And of course I went to the ruins that I could, that are easy to get to from there, amongst which is Uxmal, which of course is very famous, and it's a late classic period Mayan city of amazing quality, and it dates to about 800 to 1200 roughly AD, its time of glory. I mean, it sort of had fallen. And it's known for its distinctive building style, which has buildings on platforms with then a plain part with doorways, and then highly decorated entablatures, the top of the buildings, with geometric patterns, and then you'll have figures, or either snakes or human figures set in headdresses, that kind of thing. And coming back, I don't have a lot of Mayan things. They're very hard to get and it can be expensive, but I do have one object, which is this Mixtec cup, which is a stemmed cup in terracotta with red color with a black painting on it. And it's got these geometric patterns on it that remind me very, very much of what we just saw in Uxmal. Now, this cup is Mixtec, and it dates to the latter part of the pre-Columbian period, so it's probably anywhere from 1300 to 1500 AD. So it's later than Uxmal. It's geographically Mitla, where the Mixtecs were centered, separated by enormous distance. It's on the other side of Mexico, in the mountains, in a valley that was quite somewhat isolated from the rest of Mexico. But Mitla's architecture is very similar to that of Uxmal. Whether there's a direct influence, it's hard to know, in that it involves these sort of palaces, they call them palaces, on platforms with tremendous geometric friezes, much more developed than the ones at Uxmal, because Uxmal, they were trying to illustrate often sacred scenes. I mean, the Mayans had a much more complete visual vocabulary, whereas the Mixtecs were very much about geometric, at least in their buildings. But it's just sort of fascinating. So this cup allows one to sort of think about geometric pattern, and you go from the cup to the architecture, then it makes one think of other examples of this in the Mesoamerican world, and Uxmal comes up. But it also can be, you can reference Greek and Roman use of these similar decorative patterns. This sort of squared, in this case there's a spiral here, but often the Greek fret pattern, which you will see in the pre-Columbian art, there's no possibility of a connection. This is simply a common solution to a decorative problem that you find all across the world, actually.